So welcome guys to today's Empowered Call. Today we are running part 2 of Ending Suffering. And last week I've uploaded the recording of last week. So if you did miss that, that is now on my new YouTube channel. And I'm going to share the link now for you guys so you can go and subscribe to that channel and catch up on all of the recordings and future empowerment Zooms. And I'm just really excited to build a network, a community of women who are supporting and raising one another up. So the more people that subscribe to this, then the better the opportunity I have to bring incredible mentors to you from around the world, people who have personally influenced my journey, and we get to grow and connect together. So please do that. Please take some screenshots and share on your Instagram, and let's get the word out so that we really can grow this community to epic proportions, and where we can create abundance and success and the best life ever together. So I just want to thank you in advance for helping me with that. As I said, we're going to be continuing on last week's discussion, and I just feel so incredibly grateful right now that we have one of my mentors who is going to be Zooming in. I believe he is traveling. I'm not sure if he's in India or traveling outside of India, but Yukteshji is going to be zooming in and sharing his perspective on what it is to live in a beautiful state. But I am going to start by recapping and extending a little bit on our discussion last week to bring it back together. And last week we really focused a lot on our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with our children and our significant other. And today I really wanted to bring it more into creating abundance and success in our life, and what it means to create from a beautiful state, and how this really does impact the way you experience life and success in the world. And I just want to start by saying once again that this has absolutely no relevance to religion. So spirituality and religion are two very different things. So whatever your religious beliefs are, you can absolutely incorporate and apply those beliefs or those words to any of the teachings that we're sharing today. So please don't get caught up in your beliefs and structures and have that limit your learning today. So if we use words like universe and you prefer God or vice versa, then you can just interchange them for yourself so that you can embrace the wisdom and the teachings for yourself. Cool. Everyone good with that? All right. So I'm going to share by just recapping a little bit. And, I think when it comes to, because many of you actually are in the same business that I'm in, and, we get to work together and we get to grow and create abundance together. And I think, we go through life, and this was certainly me before my personal development journey. And we go through life searching for happiness. We're constantly looking for it in other things, in material things, in other people, that other people, should be bringing happiness to us, or we need to find a certain love to experience happiness, or that we need to create success before we can be happy. But the truth is, once you experience inner peace and inner calmness inside of yourself, that is when you will find happiness. Happiness comes from within. It is no one else's responsibility, and it doesn't come from external sources. So it's important that we acquire the skills to cultivate a happiness within inside of ourselves, and that we understand the impact that our internal world has on our external experience in life. So your internal state directly reflects your outer experience in the world. We only live and go through life, and we only live and go through life in one of two states. So we spoke about this last week, and Yuktesh is certainly going to expand on this and probably cover it a lot better than I did. But we only live in one of two states at any given time. So we're either living in a suffering state or an I consciousness state, where we're self-focused. So it's anxiety, it might be depression, it might be just that inner chaos, that constant chatter and self-focus, where we feel separated from the world and the people around us. or we are living in one consciousness or a beautiful state where we feel one, we feel present. And this is where we experience joy and peace and love and abundance and all of the magic that we're supposed to experience in this beautiful, incredible world. And, you know, the one life chance that we get at experiencing that. So in a beautiful state, we are present to life and we bear many fruits when we're in that state. It's a state where you are free of your obsessions. So, you know, when we are in that suffering state, we have these obsessive thoughts and we are controlled by the habit of our obsessive thinking, and we are controlled by our emotions. Let me know in the chat if you can relate to this, where you go through your day being constantly controlled by your habitual I consciousness, self-focused suffering. I'm putting my hand up because that was totally me, and I still fall into that trap from time to time. But thankfully, I've been able to retrain myself out of that habit for the most part. But certainly my life was very much dictated by my emotions for a very long time. So everyone, you know, it's really nice. It's so often we feel like we are separate and that we are alone in this world and our problems are just our problems. But when you guys all say yes in the chat, then we realize that we are not alone. We feel connected. We know that we're not alone in our suffering. We are not special and unique in our problems. And, you know, that's a very freeing place to be in, to understand that. So quite often we are controlled by our past and we keep replaying it over and over again, allowing that to direct our future. So perhaps, you know, you had one particular problem happen when you were 6 years old or 10 years old or 2 years ago or 2 months ago, but you're continually replaying that over and over again and allowing that to dictate and direct your future experience in the world. And you handicap your potential in your business, in your relationships, in every area of your life with these habits. It is so important to take responsibility for this, guys, because you are in the driver's seat of your future, and you need to decide whether you want to create a future from this suffering place that perhaps you've habituated over, for me, 37, I'm nearly 37 years, or do I want to go and create from a space of oneness and connection and a beautiful state? It is crucial that you bring your awareness to your inner life if you want to consciously direct your outer life. Now, your business and your relationships are an extension of your inner world. When you are in a beautiful state, you will experience more intelligence and more brilliance, and you will awaken your limitless potential. You will have more creativity. You'll be more connected to the people around you. And this is where you can lead your life towards achievement and success. So when I apply this to my business, for example, when I first started creating success in my business, I was driving out of fear. I had so much inner chaos because I was juggling being a mom. I was juggling growing a business out of fear and stress and anxiety, fear about the future. So I was trying to create from a place of fear rather than creating from a place of limitless potential, where I felt connected with the people that I was serving, where I felt connected with a mission and a vision that was bigger than myself. And when I learned the art of creating from a beautiful space and realigning and connecting myself with a vision and a purpose, that's when flow and order came into my life. That's when that anxiety and that inner chaos dissipated. And when I'm in this beautiful place, this is where I have so much more creativity to apply to my business. I'm out of suffering. I'm not focused on myself and how I'm not enough and I'm just a mom and all the BS stories that I created for myself over my lifetime. And I'm in a space of connection in my heart, out of my head, into my heart. And this is where you create abundance and success from. And you will have incredible emotional revenue in your business when you create from this space as well. And you achieve with ease, grace, and flow in this state. So we also, I'll just share a little bit more, and then we might see if Yukteshji is online. But, you know, we think that if you're in our business, for example, if you're in the Juice Plus community, you may look at the leaders who have created incredible success and think, well, they just got lucky, okay? But the truth is, the entire universe came together to support those people. I certainly feel that the universe came together to support me in my success, because I was creating consciously from that beautiful state. I was creating consciously for a vision and a mission that was greater than myself. And this is where synchronicities start to happen in your life. This is where you create your own luck and abundance and success, because you realize that life is working for you. So often we let life happen to us, and we, I shared a quote last night that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And most of us go through life just reacting to life happening to us, rather than being in a self-resource state where we make life happen for us, where we don't blame, shame, and justify, where we don't put others in the driver's seat of how we feel and how we show up every day. We take responsibility. We understand that we choose how we show up in the world. We choose how we feel. Let's just say you get a neg ferret on social media and someone says, oh, I can't believe you take that crap or you do that business, right? You actually choose whether you're offended by that or not. You actually choose whether that makes you feel good or bad. I choose to feel like, wow, I must be making some waves in the world if there's a little bit of negativity coming my way, because if I was making no waves, there'd be no negativity, right? So there's always going to be both sides of life. So for me, it doesn't knock me down. It doesn't make me feel bad about myself. It doesn't make me question my business, my mission, or my purpose. If anything, it just gets me more excited for where I'm going. And that is a choice that you guys get to make on how you react and respond to different challenges, whether big or small, that come into your life. Okay, what else? So you transform your reality and you become in flow with life, and you no longer feel separate when you're creating from a beautiful state. So cultivating a beautiful state is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And particularly, this is so dear to my heart, and we covered this last week, that it's especially a necessity when it comes to our parenting of our children. Our children inherit our emotional state. It is like passed down to them. Our state completely impacts and influences them. And I said this last week, is that as the woman of the household, whether you're a single mother or you have a significant other, as the woman, your emotional state has an incredible impact of the emotional state of the entire household. Husbands just want to make us happy. Children just want us to be happy. And when we are in inner chaos, you can guarantee that their inner world is in chaos as well. So if you don't even love yourself enough yet to create a necessity of learning how to live in a beautiful state, I know that you love your children enough to really learn and apply these teachings, because it will impact their entire life and potentially generations to come. And this is one of my greatest driving forces, to have a spiritual vision for myself that I read every single day, to remind myself where I want to parent from, where I want to build business from, and how I want to show up in the world. And I also have that for my children, and how I can cultivate a beautiful inner state for them each and every day. And this is why you must take care of yours, because you want to raise the next generation free of suffering, free of the suffering that our generation has, the depression, the anxiety, the fear about the future. We don't want our children living in those states. You must parent consciously, or we are wiring them for the same suffering we have experienced. And this will impact how they feel and perceive the world around them. So, so many children already feel anxiety in the world, right? And where do they even learn that from at this beautiful, innocent, and vulnerable age? Okay, we have to take responsibility for some of these things. So monitoring where our mind is, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, and how this impacts our reality, is something that we want to create awareness of on a daily basis. And what you'll find is 80% of your thinking is old thinking. And that every day we're not bringing any newness or creativity in addressing our life problems or in showing up to our business to create success. And if we want to bring newness to our life, we need to create inner peace to unlock that brilliance. Otherwise, 80% of your life is pretty much a waste of time because you've already lived that over and over again. So that was kind of a brief overview. If you guys had any massive aha moments, if you were tuning in last week, perhaps put them in the chat because it does help others. I want to see, Yuktesh, are you online yet? If you are, can you please bring yourself off mute?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I'm online, Kira.
Fantastic.
I'm online.
Awesome. Are you in a good space now to chat with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Well, I am going to... are you able to start your video? Can I ask you to start your video? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay. And that way I can spotlight you. Okay. All right, because I would love for these guys to be able to meet you. This is Yukteshji, and I actually, we met, it must be about 4 years ago, I believe, maybe Brisbane was my first course.
Gold Coast, I think. So
Gold Coast, okay.
Gold Coast, in Field of Abundance with Preetaji. That was the first time we met.
Right.
As well as we met in India.
Yes, and that was
for
one
a
of
week-long course.
Magnificent experiences of my life. So perhaps you could start, or actually I just wanted to share a little bit about yourself to get started, just to introduce you to everyone, because I'm just so excited to have you online to share your wisdom with us today. But the O&O faculty comprises of young and dedicated teachers guided and mentored by Krishnaji and Preetaji. They are passionate students perfecting the art of bringing forth individual transformation. Learning from these teachers, individuals across the world are changing the way they experience themselves and connect to the other. They have taught in many parts of the world over the past 20 years, and must I say, many world leaders. You guys have passed on these teachings to people like Tony Robbins and a whole list of other people that we personally follow and learn from in our business. They support and teach at the enlightenment retreats in the campus. The faculty members live as one family and the founders of the O&O campus, India. Yuktesh has been on the spiritual path, learning, growing and guiding people for the past almost 20 years. So I'm only a few years in, so your wisdom will far surpass anything I could get. He's guided thousands of seekers, students and many leaders towards freedom. I love that word, freedom and success. Yuktesh also is a teacher from the Academy from India, known for his friendly way and teaching and kindness. So perhaps you could just start by sharing a little bit about what is the O&O Academy for everyone who's on here today.
So, O&O Academy is the philosophy and the wisdom school which is based in India. And the founders of the academy are Krishnaji and Preetaji. They are very young in age, but they are very, very wise, and they impact their students by wisdom and by their inner state. And of course, O&O's wisdom is being followed by millions of students across the world. Millions of students across the world. And of course, we'll be in Australia very, very soon. Mm-hmm. The next week, we are having an event in Australia, and we'll be meeting you there.
Yes, absolutely. And I will get you to share a little bit about that course actually at the end. But, you know, I've tried to describe this in my own words, but first of all, like I wanted you to share a little bit, you know, about, you know, what is a beautiful state and, you know, the one consciousness versus I consciousness and how do we create that inner peace? And first of all, do we all talk to ourselves? Do we all have that inner chaos going on?
It's a lot of questions, but yeah. So the founder of the academy, Krishnaji, he shares a very, very beautiful wisdom. When we look at our life, we live in either of these states. Of course, you must have heard the state of suffering and no suffering, or a very nice state or a happy state within. These are the two states in which we live our life. When we mention about the word state, that means the home in which we live our life. The home, it is not just a fleeting emotions where we experience a joy, where we experience a happiness for a bit. It's not just a fleeting moment of that experience. It is called as the beautiful state, the state in which actually we live our inner experience. When we look at this life, the life is nothing but our inner experience. We might live in a village where there is barely nothing for us, there is no comfort. Or we are a millionaire or a billionaire who are having luxurious sports car, luxurious houses, luxurious homes across the world, and very good family, very good comfort. You take anyone in the world, we are living in either of these two states. The first step in our journey is to actually to recognize what is the state I am living in or I am living from. And if that really shocks you, and if you can become conscious of that, that is the point of time where the immersion or the spiritual journey starts. Here I'm purposefully using the word journey as opposed to the strategies. Of course, we have heard a lot of strategies in the business world, right? A lot of strategies. We write notes like crazy. We attend a lot of events and we want to follow a lot of people and we want to write notes and we want to really talk to ourselves, the vision and the goal and everything. While you do that, what is your inner state? Is it beautiful state or suffering state? Not only that, the state that we are tapping within, please know that it is beyond strategies. The world that you move within is beyond external to the internal world, where we access something really, really special that our hearts are really longing to experience for a very long time. What is that? It is the power of our own consciousness which can manifest beauty in our life, beauty in all that we do, light in our life, which opposed to darkness or suffering. And if we access to that power within, we know that we are actually one with the flow of life. And if we know this inner truth, the observation, what is the state in which we are living this life from, then the actual journey starts. That is the missing puzzle that we need to find out. That is one missing puzzle. We have everything, almost like everybody on this meeting. We have our home, we have comforts, we have food, we have clothing, we have shelter, we have a family. But yet, we have not tapped, or we are in the pursuit of tapping into ourselves. So if we can access that inner power, that transforms the life.
And I'm just mesmerized. Is anyone else? I'm always mesmerized when I hear any of you guys speaking. And so it's so true what you're saying, because this was my first India last year. It was literally a year ago now. It was my first experience seeing such poverty with my own eyes, yet there seemed to be such happiness in the village and the children running around, and they lived with so little compared to what we have here in our Western culture. And it blew me away. It really did. Just the peace and happiness that everyone seemed to live with in comparison. So I just wanted to point that out. And so we've spoken a lot over the past week about, the difference between a suffering state and a beautiful state. But what we probably didn't get to is, how would you describe, so in our world that we're living in, a lot of us are mothers who are tuning in today. And so we're juggling many roles, many roles. And
I can relate with my mother.
yeah.
Sure.
And there's moments where we project, you know, the inner
Yes.
chaos. We've got the juggle
Yes.
on the inside, and perhaps our kids
Yes.
are being noisy and we react to them. And how do we catch ourselves? How do we bring awareness when we're reacting in those ways? Because awareness is the first step, right? Is that the first step? You can correct me if I'm wrong.
So here, the founders of the academy, Krishnaji and Preetaji, they are very unique in the way they share the teachings to the world, because usually the spirituality means you have to move out of your family. You have to be a monk. You have to meditate for that state of enlightenment. But they are wonderful teachers. They are wonderful philosophers. They are enlightened sage. And they also do run businesses across the world. They are visionaries for their businesses they run. So the spirituality that O&O Academy teaches, it is something very unique, which we have not heard before. It is how to bring the internal and the external, how to live, how to make, how to be a millionaire or how to be a billionaire, how to be successful, how to live a life of our dreams, but yet living from a powerful state of consciousness. That is what is so unique about our founders as well as the academy. And yes, as mothers, what we require as mothers or fathers who are into this multiple role. I mean, I observe my mother and I observe many of the students at the academy. They share their issues and we journey with them. So one of the roles that we do at the academy is, it is not, we don't just teach some strategies to our students or people here. Rather, 100 times, like 1,000 times, we take a journey in every session. It is not that we plan it before and we just share that with you, the wisdom and teaching, but we share it from a place of connection. So yes, with my observation, with my experience, whatever the role that we are in, either as a mother or a business leader, an entrepreneur, the missing puzzle, if you can explore that option, then the life is complete. The missing puzzle is to realize the power of your consciousness or the power of your inner state. And if you have a map, a very clear map to access that, the world can throw a lot of strategies of how to be happy. Okay, you have to smile 21 times a day and you have to laugh and you have to do this exercise and you have to jog and you have to make yourself happy. Please know that beautiful state is not an attitude. It is an experience within. And it is not far away from us. It is right within us. So once we can experience this, then what happens is, as a mother, we don't need a strategy to how to talk to our children, talk to our partner. We don't need a strategy of when should I go for a vacation, how to bridge this connection. All these thoughts, not sure whether it takes us towards building an extraordinary relationship. Externally, yes, you will feel that you are happy that you did it, but inwardly, you know the truth. The actions that you take external is good, but without the power of the inner state, it's not complete. That is the missing puzzle. That is the missing puzzle. So yes, we start from an extraordinary state within. That will lead us to a state of love and connection in the relationship. That will help us to do exactly what needs to be done.
And so
the clarity will have.
I know we have limited time here, but can you share?
I'm okay with the time.
Okay,
I'm in
cool.
a place where I can share more. Yeah.
Well, even compared to coming
Go
to
ahead.
being limitless, obviously you learn over the weekend the power of how to cultivate a beautiful inner state.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
there an express version or something you could share with us now that we could apply in how to cultivate that inner
Yes.
powerful state?
One is to thank you, Kira, for asking this question. One is we postpone our freedom. We literally postpone our freedom. We literally postpone the state which we can live within. What is the greatest experience that we want in life? It is a life where you are free from suffering, where you are not bothered, as Kira shared. Everybody have this thought noise. Everybody have this the war that is happening within. We are talking to ourselves a lot. Like, what is happening? Are we doing that? Like, is it happening to every one of us? So yes, every one of us are, if we are not aware, what is happening is we are waging a war within oneself. And the shortcut for us to become free or to have a practice is, the first step is you bring your attention within. That is the first step. So I'm not here to preach some meditations for you, but rather it should be your own personal journey or personal reflection. So I'll again repeat this. No amount of strategy or a practice can liberate us from our suffering. What can liberate us is only a journey. A journey has a power of liberation. So for now, to start this push or the next leap forward, I would say, please become conscious of yourself. What is the state that we are living every day? Not every moment. I will not be asking you to close your eyes while you are driving to observe what is the state that you're living in. No, definitely not. Before you sleep, or every day you wake up in the morning, you can actually reflect on the day before and see what was the state that you are living in. That will make us a more conscious individual, and we'll be observant of our inner state. And if we can do that, of course, you must have heard from the last week meeting, you are pausing. You are literally pausing. You are taking a breath. You are breathing and pausing, and your attention is turned within. Then you are approaching, you are taking a baby steps towards the missing puzzle. And then, of course, you have soul sync meditation. It's a very powerful tool. I think it is on our website as well as we can share it here on this meeting, so that everybody, you can download this meditation and you can listen. It takes just 8 minutes of your time. 8 minutes of your time. It can give 2 gifts. With this wisdom, if you truly listen and practice, you will get 2 instant gifts in 8 minutes. What are those fruits that you get? It is a beautiful state that we spoke about. Not only that, in that expanded state of consciousness, you get to manifest magic. You get to manifest the harmonious occurrences in your life. And you become limitless in that state, where you transcend all limitations, the limitations of suffering, the limitation of your inner state, where you connect to the whole universe. And from that power, you manifest, you heal, you achieve abundance in your life with that power of your inner state.
I love that. I've got so many like little notes as you're talking, but they're 2 words for my business and myself this year, which is create and expand. Because I think so often as women, we're doing personal development thinking that we need to change ourselves or to become someone else to be accepted. But truly, we as we are is who we need to be, but it's creating and expanding on that, expanding our consciousness and awareness and becoming more of ourselves. It's not changing who we are. It's actually just stepping into more of our potential. And I can honestly say, guys, that before these meditations, I could not get into meditation. And I think what you guys have nailed is the perfect balance between it doesn't take half an hour or an hour of your time. It's just, it's a soothing voice. There's nothing worse than a voice that
guided by Preetaji.
Yes,
herself.
everyone loves that voice. But the power of it is almost instantaneous. You really do feel that expanded, beautiful state when you've listened from it. And when you go into the world, whether it's you go into parenting and making breakfast in the morning, or you're going into a business meeting, or you're stepping on stage. Last year I had to speak in front of 8,000 people, and I'm so introverted. And I just come back from O&O Academy, and it's the first time that I was able to speak with no suffering, no inner anxiety or fear, because I was just connected and expanded. So whether it's a small thing or a big thing that you're going to do, these meditations really, really do work. And, the inner pause and the freedom that you touched on is just the most incredible gift that you could ever be given from these teachings. It's to live in freedom and not in self-suffering is an incredible place to be. So what would you speak on how does this apply to creating business success and abundance? Is there anything you would add on to that?
Yeah, definitely. So at the Academy, we are meeting with a lot of business leaders who are into various platforms like Worldwide Ventures, Juice Plus, or Isogenics, or people who run huge organizations and make a lot of money. Not only that, they want to help expand their business as well. So when we observe the life of an entrepreneur or a business leader, we see it's a very, very lonely life. Not sure how many of you are able to agree with me. I spoke to a lot of business leaders here, and they shared that, Yukteshji, it is our life is all about ourselves. We feel we have this fear of losing whatever that we have received, and there is this constant comparison. We do this comparison with others. There is an ambition, that the drive and the motivation that we have to have. And when we observe our entire journey, it is pretty lonely. There is no vision, there is no connection. At the end of the day, what we want is we want to just make money. That's what we care about. And I thought to myself, is it not true for our entirety of our life? Are we not living kind of lonely life? So of course, when we talk to people, we smile and we make sure that we are presentable, and we share jokes, we have some fun, there is mild moments of connections here and there. But when we walk to our home and we close those doors and we are all by ourselves, what is our inner state? Is that a state of joy, or is that state of loneliness? You can take this for all aspects of your life, not only for the business leaders and the entrepreneurs, as a mom, as a partner, as a wife, as a friend, everywhere. What we take along with us is we feel sometimes that we are not that much of connecting, and we feel that shadow of loneliness which is following us. And of course, if you want to change everything, if you want to transform your business, if you want to transform the family, the abundance, the word that we use here, it is not only in the form of creating money. Of course, it also includes that, but that only with wealth, only with money and without a purpose, there is no use. For example, there was one man who wanted to be a billionaire. He's a business leader, an entrepreneur. He really, from childhood, he was really driving himself mad to achieve whatever he wants. So he lived a life of dreams, and he wanted to buy a 100-story building. He got it. That was his entirety of his life. He did it. But what happened later? He went to the 100th floor of his building. He jumped out of his building. What happened to Robin Williams? So I think you know it better. The person who shared his entire life with every one of us, the movies that he makes. He made everyone to laugh. But what happened to him at the end of his life? He said he was depressed and there is no purpose for his life, which made him to end his life itself. So this takes us to a question that, have we made a journey while we are in pursuit of creating wealth? If wealth only has become our obsession, that means that we have abandoned our inner state, we have abandoned our home, we have abandoned our joy, we have abandoned the power of our state, rather we have abandoned this life itself. So abundance, I mean, as a mother, as a partner, you know it better. It is like the joy you create at home is the abundance that everyone wants. The love that you create at home, that is abundance. The beauty that you create, that is the abundance that everyone wants. It's not only in the form of wealth. So for a business leader, what is important, the first step and the missing puzzle, I'll repeat this word again and again, the missing puzzle for each and every one is, we don't have the one consciousness state. We are living in a very lonely life because the success is all about us, the failures is all about us. Why? Why to postpone happiness? Why we postpone the inner freedom? Why doing things in the other way? Why we think that, oh my God, if I reach that end and then I become happy, by the time we lose all life. And then at the end of the day, we regret of not having lived a life. So again, the missing puzzle is the journey that we need to take. If we want to create that abundance, if we want to bend the reality of the universe, if you want to manifest life of your dreams, the missing puzzle is one consciousness state, which has to be a gift for you. Once you have it, you know that you achieve everything in the world. You are the best mom, you are the best partner, you are the best student, you are the best business owner, you laugh more, you smile more. It is like you are a very different human being. It is like you will be like a Buddha, in the words of Krishnaji, I would like to share. He shares a business leader and entrepreneur with an inner state is like a Buddha driving a Mercedes Benz, Buddha driving Merc. So that should be your vision. You want to drive a Mercedes Benz, but what about being a Buddha with it?
And those qualities are the qualities that are attractive to people who will join you in your vision of whatever business journey that you're on as well, because you're connected. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you want to find yourself, lose yourself in the service of others. And, you know, when you're serving others, you're in that connected one consciousness, because it's about more than yourself. And that's where you're serving from your heart space rather than out of fear and anxiety about the future or competition. Awesome. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
We just had one thing here, which I thought would serve the many, because it's a really big topic when it comes to men. When it comes to mums. So mum guilt. So I spoke a little bit on the importance of cultivating a beautiful inner state because of the profound impact that has on the state and well-being of our children. And some of the mums have said in the chat that they carry a lot of guilt for how they maybe haven't shown up in the best way in the past in nurturing that for their children. What would you share around guilt? Because there was a lot of profound teachings in India around guilt.
Yeah. So the power of being a mother, because the mothers have this unique gift. When I speak to my mom, she has this unique ability to feel me, and it is across space and time. She knows that I'm hungry. She knows that I'm not well. There's a way for moms to feel and connect. And that goes with the inner state as well. The power of a mom, and if mom is willing to take a journey with it. Again, I will move to this aspect of taking a journey with it. And if you are willing to take this journey within, then you have actually healed your children. The power of the state is having a very unique ability, the power of connection, where you transcend the judgments of the other, where you no more apply a strategy, where you go beyond yourself, which is a natural state of a mother, as you have this unique ability to heal your children, you heal your partner, you have that very unique ability, very unique strength. But what is stopping is we normally wallow in our inner state, in our suffering, we think about ourselves, oh my God, I am in this place of guilt, I'm not able to do much, and then in the past, this has happened to me. So we wallow in ourselves, which is not allowing ourselves to connect and to share this presence with our children. Once you take this journey, then what happens is, as a mother, you heal. See, the words that I use is, it may sound a very little, I will not use the word, just dissolving guilt of the mother. You go to a place of connecting with your children from a beautiful, transcendental, and enlightened state of consciousness. All that is required is you have to find that missing puzzle. The missing puzzle is the journey. You might have read tons of books, but nothing can match your personal journey. You might have written tons of notes, but nothing can ever match your personal experience. So yes, the mother has that unique power, but you need to get awakened to the power to have that healing possible. And again, you need to take that step, a journey moving forward where you are awakened to a beautiful state of consciousness.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. To finish up, I would love for you to share about the upcoming course, Being Limitless, and a little bit about that for everyone.
It's happening for the first time ever in Gold Coast. The journey that I was mentioning is happening in your backyard in Australia in another 9 days. That is the beauty of course, if you want to think that what is the purpose of me being on this call, this is the purpose. You need not take a trip to India, and you need not spend like 7 days of your time, 9 days of your time. Of course, if you're willing to do that, that is wonderful. But India is coming to you. And Being Limitless is an extraordinary 2 days journey. And Australia is so blessed because this journey will be guided by none other than the founder themselves. The teaching that I share, please know that it has come from them. I had the blessing to be near them. I would not say that they taught me like the wisdom, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I saw them as their being of who they are. And their state of consciousness has impacted me. And that is the reason that I'm able to share this teaching. I'm able to connect with this teaching. You can spend your entire life reading tons and tons and tons of books, or you throw all those books away for just 2 days and spend time with that enlightened sage, Preetaji, in her presence, just 2 days. As a mother, you will have your answer. As a business entrepreneur, you will have your answer. Not only that, the crucial aspect of our life we are missing in this life is that aspect of awakening. I'm not sure how many of you know what do we mean by awakening. And in this journey of 2 days, we want to give the best experience to every one of you. Bestest experience that you can ever experience in this life. It is not about learning a strategy again. It is not like your head with full of points and every day you have to incant, you have to wake up and wear yoga dress, and you have to run to show. It is not about some rules and regulations. It is about awakening that will happen in your consciousness. The first awakening that you will have is the power of serene state of mind. How many of us want that? The state where we are devoid of inner chatter, the conflicting inner chatter. As a mother, guilt is a what we talk within ourselves. Yeah, I did not do that. I did not do that. There's a war that we are waging against ourselves, is it not? And how long we want to be burdened with this inner state. And this is a gift that happens on the day one. The first gift that we get is this. And from there, we go beyond oneself. We are tired of living in that limitations, in that limited state. So we go beyond, from the state of calm state, we go to a place of connection. I would say it is a journey that you're making from a disconnected inner state to a glorious state of connection, where you move beyond yourself, where you have a glimpse of that transcendental power within. Then not only that, the next awakening that will happen is you access the power of universal intelligence. And this happens at being limitless, where the very clear process which will help us to touch that aspect of yourself, where you feel that, oh my gosh, I have this ability, I have this power, where the universe is not my enemy, it is my friend. And I can take the friend support to manifest life of my team. So you awaken to the humongous inner power within. That is the third awakening that happens. And we don't stop there. The final and the fourth awakening that will happen is the power of being in a state of calm courage. It is the inner state that will be bestowed, that will be given, and you will be able to experience it for manifesting wealth. Here I want to be more specific. We do a very specific process which will help you to push yourself into that space where abundance happens to you. You can't other than let abundance in, because the blocks are all moved away from you. You let the abundance just happens to you. And not only that, we have the powerful limitless field meditation. If you're new to this experience, please know that either you're a veteran to the meditation or you're just a beginner of this experience. Please know it is a happening. It is a space of no effort. All that you have to do is bring your physical body or the being into the hall. The rest, it will happen to you. And in that limitless field, the awakening happens, where Preetaji moves beyond herself to share that state with all of us. As a mother, as a wife, as a philosopher, teacher, and as a sage, she will share her personal journey with all of us. And especially as you're a mother or a partner, it'll be wonderful to learn these aspects from her directly. So it is a journey of awakening. And as you are completely awakened into this space, as you have made the journey, you have done with the missing puzzle. You have got the answer. And from there is no stopping. You have entered into a limitless field of consciousness where you manifest life of your dreams. You bring the world to yourself. You manifest the harmonious events around you just by the power of your inner state.
Beautiful. And as I've shared on last week's call, I can honestly say, out of all of the incredible personal development programs I've done, I have certainly received the greatest blessings from the O&O Academy. It has transformed my inner state, which has transformed the relationship with my children first and foremost, but certainly my business, how I show up in my business. The state of calm courage is what I remind myself of each and every day, because so much of what I do is outside my comfort zone, which often it is for so many women. So I just want to thank you so much for your time. Everyone, I've popped the link, discount code into the chat. And I just want to share with you that I believe in this course so much that I am receiving absolutely no kickback from sharing this. And I've actually asked them for a discount for you guys, because I know how much of an impact it will make for you. And yeah, I just want to thank you so much for your time, because I just felt like I wasn't going to do it any justice. But yeah, I really, really appreciate it. And
thank you so much, Kira, for your time, and you take time to share your experience that you had with us here in India, which is a great thing that you can add value to everyone around us. And it's a happening that India is in Australia.
absolutely.
So it's a perfect timing. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to meet everyone on this call in person, and I'll be there too. And it'll be lovely to meet you in Australia, Gold Coast. Yeah.
Beautiful. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so, so
Amazing.
much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Kira. Thank you. Namaste to you. Thank you.
So everyone, once again, I didn't really get through all my notes, but these are calls that I'm going to be running weekly. So there's plenty of opportunity in the future for me to share some more wisdom that I've learned and how I've been able to apply that to my life. And as I said, I'm by no means perfect, and I'm not living in a beautiful state 100% of the time, but certainly, you know, learning these teachings, you do become more awake and aware, and you catch yourself, you create those inner pauses where you catch yourself more and more often, whether it's in interactions with your loved ones who usually bear the brunt of our inner chaos when it's going on, or showing up to your business. You know, as I said, there's so much about what I do every day that's so outside my comfort zone. And, you know, these teachings have given me that calm courage and that inner knowing of my true potential for me to step into the greatness that we all have inside of ourselves. So I really do believe in these teachings. Next week, I think what I will be covering is creating a vision and a mission, and how when you create a vision and a mission that is, you know, that sets your soul on fire, that it literally pulls you into action every day, that you are so excited for showing up for your life and for what you are creating, the success, the abundance that you desire, you know, cultivating a vision for your inner state every day, and really how to create that, what that looks like, and how to use that to serve you in your goals and your vision for your future. So that will be next Tuesday. I'll be sharing very vulnerably and sharing my vision, particularly some of the challenges that I've been through over the last few months, and how that has, I guess, shaped the vision and mission that I have for the future in serving women and giving them a voice and empowering women to step into their greatness and to create their own financial independence. So please share that with as many women as possible. Please comment if you're watching the replay, comment on the video, or send me a message. I'd love to chat, and I really just love hearing about your own aha moments, because it really does serve each and every one of us, you know, to know that we're not alone in those things. So I just want to thank you again for your time, and thank you so much, Yukteshji. I hope that you enjoyed that as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing everyone again next week. Thank you, everyone.